No problem.
So I'd like to introduce Dr. Nahian Rehman. Uh, he is a senior research associate at the Bristol Robotics Lab, and his primary research has been in soft wearable and assistive devices for elderly people. He has developed a lot of soft actuators, and I've known him from very long time from my PhD days. So he has done a wonderful research in his domain. He was a postdoctoral fellow at Georgia Tech before joining Bristol Robotics Lab, and he did his PhD from the Italian Institute of Technology uh, in Genoa, Italy. So thank you so much for agreeing to talk today. I'll open the floor for you to take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Manish, for your kind introduction. Good morning, everyone, and I'm very happy to get this opportunity to introduce myself and get some new contact. So today, my title of the talk is Robots to Impact Future Healthcare. If you want to say something about subtitle, it will be basically medical robotics and soft wearables technology for biomedical application. I'd like to say some bit of background, although Manish already told. So I am basically a mechanical engineer. I from Bangladesh. I had a master's degree from Korea. Then I met Manish at Italy, where I did my PhD. And then I moved to Georgia Tech, Atlanta for a year and a half, and I did my first postdoc. And then I moved to University of Bristol and Bristol Robotics Labs in 2020 during COVID. And since then, I am still in Bristol. So my expertise lies mainly on mechanical design and kinematics. I like control algorithm and mechatronics and embedded system. I applied my skill on basically on medical robotics and wearable technology. Uh, my PhD is a slightly different. Probably I'm not gonna talk on those things because those are industrial deeper and mostly related to dexterity and other based thing. The topic I will talk about here mainly medical robotics and wearable technology that I am doing. I had done in Georgia Tech and doing at Bristol. Okay, so yes, so I will talk some of the project I did in Atlanta first. Those are based on basically deployment catheter and some sort of sensing. The sensor I developed based on FPG sensor, and I also did some guide wire development with some PhD students there. So I will just briefly talk about some of the projects there, and then I'll move to wearable thing that I'm doing now. So as you know that the mitral regurgitation is a valvular disease of heart that affects 9 million American. This is basically a very old data. I'm pretty sure it increased these days. So we try to develop a catheter that is intravascular and can repair the mitral regurgitation in all form. So this project was involved with three universities, Georgia Tech, Emory, and Texas Dallas. We were from Georgia Tech were responsible for building the catheter for the delivery system at heart. The Emory University was responsible for building the implant that's going to clip the mitral valve. And the Texas Dallas University was responsible for doing the ultrasonic imaging stuff. So my part was basically the design of the robot. So the challenge was you need to build something really thin, and it has to be hollow as well because you will actuate some tendon or push something inside because the state of the art method is the catheter will go over the guide wire, so it needs to be hollow anyhow. So if you look at this figure, so the mitral valve is the left side of the heart, and the project aimed to build something based on the heart wall, that it's going to clip the heart wall, and then it will have a torsion based on it will have a proximal torsion and a bending joint and the torsion joint at the end. So it will mount to the atrial septum, and at the bottom you see the developed catheter we built uh, to yeah, this is a video that I can show you that's going to build there. So this is the proximal torsion I'm showing, and then the bending. The bending is simple. Is antagonistic. If you pull one side, it will bend. The difficult part is the distal torsion. I'm not sure whether it's very clear to that it's rotating, but I can show you some other video later that it works. So the problem is, the tendon is, it has coupling effect, decoupling, and then it has friction. So those are the things we actually faced in this design. So it's a continuum structure, and the modular bit by bit, and the hinge are created by pushing a small, very thin rod. So this is kind of the kinematic study we did. Basically, this is not much. It's just seeing the manipulability at different bending angle when we move the proximal joint and bending joint, how is the manipulability affect the catheter. Yeah. So the torsion joint at the proximal and the end part is very simple. You can see there are two bearing and 3D printed stuff and two tendon pass through. And it is knotted at some point of the rotor, so that if you pull one side, it will try to rotate on the direction it's being pulled. It was very small as well. We had another design there. I probably haven't had this here right now. So this is something that the CAD basically, we use the simple rubber band to make thing the bending so that it restore its original position. Yeah, basically some diameter and dimension here. This is the mock setup we did for studying the catheter. So at the left side, you will see that the catheter is mounted at some structure, and we have a mock heart as well. At the bottom left, we have the mitral valve assembly, and we try to clip something there. On the right top, you will see a clip marked at D and E. So these are the final version of the mitral clip. On the left, what I have been showing, it's not the final one. So the clip showing on the top right are the final version we built. These are Nitilon based clip, and some mock setup that we did at the bottom. I think this is probably yeah. So this is some laboratory based test. You see that the proximal rotation, and this is the bending going to the proper position, and then it will try to rotate. The distal rotation was actuating now. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Another thing I didn't tell you, the clip is basically the closed clip is such a way it's being pulled via the central hollow, so that at one side, if one side after the clipping is done, if you pull one side of the tendon, so the tendon assembly will be completely detached from the mitral clip, and it remain there. So it is actuated by tendon, but if you just pull one side of the tendon, it will come out when the clipping is done. Okay, so I also work on sensing. So at Georgia Tech, we had my past colleague developed a robot called Miner for neurosurgery. So it basically has a spring kind of thing. So basically, spring, if you have tendon, it can bend in any direction. So the robot structure is kind of like this. It has four tendon. So by actuating tendon, you can bend in any direction, kind of universal. So the challenge was to find its shape at different configuration. So what we implemented was a FBG-based sensor, fiber break grating. So we know that the fiber break grating has a very low um, strain, but for this robot, they bend quite large curvature. So what we did was uh, we implemented a spring uh, one side of the FBG sensor, and the FBG sensor is passed through a PDMS cylinder. So basically, it's molded in the PDMS cylinder, so that when you because when you bend this, so these are the S1, S2, S4 are the location of the sensor. So when you bend this, the sensor gets strained. So because the limitation of the strain of the FBG, it can't strain much. So so the spring takes the uh, takes the strain so that the FBG doesn't get stiffed off. So this is the whole idea, and we place like this. This is a cross section of the robot. So this is the molding mechanism for the sensor with spring and the PDMS assembly. On the right side bottom, you see the sensor. So basically, we need a molding assembly and then put some PDMS so that it dried out, and then we can get the sensor working. So, and then we just calibrate based on the strain to angle, and then we get the shape basically. So this is also more sensing. It's the same thing, but this is in a bit different way. Uh, the notched structure you see here, CDE, these are nitelon tube, nitelon hollow tube. They are just 0.41 millimeter diameter. And what we did was the blue thing is the FPG sensor. So basically, we notched with femtosecond laser and then we so that it can bend in one direction. Actually, it can bend in both direction. So this is the assembly, and this is the strain relationship based on the curvature and strain, so that we know what they are doing, and we can do the calibration. Yeah. So this is so in for this robot we have one 3 grating sensor. So here I'm showing at different location. If you just different location, if you apply different bending, different curve coming out, because different grating are getting strained. So that's the thing. Uh, Okay, so this is another project that's been, this is actually a project of a PhD student. I was partly worked on with him. So this is a 0.41 millimeter outer diameter nitelon guide wire. So this is, you see, this is a kind of a control, and this is 143 centimeter long. Uh, this is based on nitelon tube as well, and this is notched so that you can bend. So we have basically two things inside. One is FPG sensor. Another one is another tiny nitelon tendon. So there are two things inside, and so basically, if you pull the tendon, it can bend. I can show you a video. This is when this work was done. This was the smallest outer diameter robotic guide wire. Uh, yeah, I'm not too sure about its progress. I don't think anything smaller have been built yet. Yeah. So is a phantom artificial artery. So it's just showing some traversing via the. This is bigger one. This is mesoscale. This is for neurosurgery. This is 1.93 millimeter outer diameter. The other one is the guide wire, and it was kind of similar control. Yeah. This is basically Yash work. Yeah. These are the kind of the fabrication of the assembly and stuff. Yeah, I think we have some hysteresis in the behavior as well. Yash, the student, PhD student, he also did a PCAC model to compensate the hysteresis. I think in the next slide we can see, yeah, he also applied the Kalman filter to overcome the issue of the hysteresis. The blue curve is the true joint, and the black one is the estimated joint angle based on the PCAC and Kalman filter. So that's more or less I have done there. So since I have joined Bristol Robotics Lab, so I've been doing mostly with wearable thing. So I joined FreeHub project during 2020.
Hi, Nahian. Could I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
I think your slide presentation is appearing in two slides in front of us rather than one slide. So I'm not sure. Oh, perfect. Now I think it's so you can now switch over to slideshow mode.
Okay.
So at least it is showing one slide, which is slightly bigger than previous. Oh no, still
No,
same.
so well, I think I can reduce my extra screen, so probably then you get rid of this problem. Yes, I think if I go now, is it fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you for pointing out. So since I joined University of Bristol, I'm doing mostly with wearable robotics. So I joined the project we have, which about to end now. Actually, it's been extended twice due to COVID and other stuff. It should supposed to finish earlier. The another project is going to start, already started. I will talk about it a little bit. So the FreeHab project is basically, you know that in the UK there are 100,000 people have stroke each year, and 1.3 million stroke survivor already there. And the population of age population in UK is quite high now, and that's cost NHS quite a lot. And also the half of the people is over 80 falls once every year. So to address this challenge, the free have to try to develop accessible, comfortable, adaptable wearable rehab assist device. So it addresses the need of dynamic assessment and low cost home therapy and focus stroke patient mainly. So it aims to help the therapist to carry out more precise biomechanical analysis and patients enable personalized training plan and enable for the patient as a home management mobility device for long-term rehab. So in this project, so since it's been done for a long time, kind of 5 years. So this is my wonderful team. Jonathan was the leader of this project, and Eli was occupational therapist and my expert in biomechanics, and the other members are me, Richard, Leah, Sam, and Lele, and Martha and Sue are the management of this research. We had clinical partners, North Bristol, and some private practitioner like Domaile, and then we also have some business partner, Open Bionics and Designability. So this is a big project. We under this prehab, we did a lot of exploration. We had developed several artificial muscle, soft anchoring system instead of um, rigid anchoring, because rigid anchoring, it applies some pressure to the skin. So, and elderly people has a very fragile skin, so it's hard for them to cope with the existing rigid exoskeleton. We also made some soft palm, but probably I'm not gonna present something here now. So the main three thing we developed in this study, give me a second. Thank you. So the main three thing we developed in the study is a sit-to-stand device for post-operation. We also developed a knee brace, and we also made a shrink-to-fit technology. So the sit-to-stand device is the major outcome of this project. We received MHRA approval, which is the regulatory authority to conduct any clinical trial. We are doing the clinical trial, and engineering study also going on, should be finished by this month, hopefully. Unfortunately, I cannot talk about this because we haven't published a single bit of this. So we also developed a knee brace. I will just update you about the how many patients we had so far on this study. Probably in next time, hopefully we can update this thing with more detail. We also developed a knee brace. We received a Royal Academy of Proof of Concept grant for this. We also filed it for a patent. The shrink-to-fit technology is a very simple mechanism. It's a kind of a pressure cuff that will anchor your body when you need assistance. We also did some collaboration with the Riken Institute at Japan. They have a Riken exoskeleton, which is completely rigid. So we implemented our soft shrink-to-fit technology with them. And we had some good result with them. I will show this, but I cannot show you some result because we haven't published some of them as well. We also improved some soft pump based on electrolytion. Probably I won't talk about it here now because I don't have those slides now. Anyway, so mainly I will focus on the knee brace and shrink-to-fit technology. With the sit-to-stand device, we had a 15 post-stroke patient who is going on at Human Analysis Laboratory at University of West England Hull Lab, both qualitative and quantitative studies going on. We are doing some engineering study as well with some healthy subject as well. This has to be finished by this month. So let's talk about the knee brace. So this is basically a scissor structure built with TPU and some pneumatic chambers. So we call it also soft scissor because it's a kind of a scissor mechanism. So basically two TPU structure sandwich some pneumatic chambers. So you can see that there are two pneumatic chambers. One is internal, and two side we have two external chambers. So what it does is it extends and it bends. So if we see the video, so basically if you do not inflate one side of the chambers, it will bend. If you inflate only the central one or all of the chambers, it will just extend. So this is like this. And so it is very compliant, TPU printed with NinjaFlex material, which has a tensile strength of 12 megapascal, similar to human cartilage tensile strength. The single module can extending 100 Newton force and can go up to 178% of strain at 50 kilopascal. The chambers built in them can go up to 2 bar, but we don't go that much pressure. A slightly thicker module can take up to 4 kilogram. Actually, this is the result of that we publish, but now we can actually go up to more than roughly 7 kilo with the new design. So this is kind of the design methodology for the pneumatic chambers. The pneumatic chambers is similar when it inflated, similar to the structure I have shown on the right top. So the calculation is not that complicated. If you know the Dmax, you have a simple trigonometry to because the Dmax is the amount that will be dominant for the strain, because if you want to more strain, you need to increase the Dmax basically. So it starts from the Dmax point of view. So we build several pneumatic chambers for the internal one. You can see some example. They are built from 2D sketch with heat sealer. So we did many experiments, but this is the isotonic one because we are more interested to see how much load it can take up to. So this study showing at 50 kilopascal we take maximum 4.2, but as I said, we got a lot more with our new design. So this is, I think, the video, yes, is running here. So we presented this in last RoboSoft, although the work has been done in 2023 because we want to patent the idea, so it's been delayed and take out from initial publication at first point. So this is single chamber. If you inflate, it can lift up like this. This is the isotonic test. This is very soft, basically washable, and you can do any sort of twisting, bending. Yes, and the screw there are basically stainless steel screw, but with nylon screw, they work similarly. So it is completely metal free. Yes, so with the external chamber, it's getting more power, basically. I think this is, yeah, the last part. The left side is one module and right side is two module. Yeah, I think we have been seeing this before. So this is the old picture, but what it does is it can do standing support, prevent hyperextension of the knee. And one of the major challenges for the post-operation is they cannot control the posture of the leg before they stand up. So the knee joints get affected one side. So it can correct the foot posture before someone want to stand. So this is another project we worked on, is the shin to fit for comfortable work anchoring. The problem of rigid exoskeleton is to get assistance from the rigid exoskeleton, you need very hard anchoring. I already told this thing. So the good thing about this is that it will only when you want to when you need the assistance, it will shrink and anchor your body. Other than that, it will be just deflated and it will act like a very simple wearable. That's it. It's very simple. It's like a pressure cuff, but we use ports motors, and we also design many bits on this. It's also received a diagram. We, with the help of this grant, we also did some collaboration with Rehman Institute, what I have said before. The best sleeve can go up to 98 Newton at 25 kilopascal when we worked on this, but one of our master student worked this further, and he designed and developed something more like a kirigami structure and something like that. So this is, I think he reached up to 130 Newton at a much lower pressure, like 10 or something. So 100 Newton is quite a good force to develop assistive technology. Yeah. So this is just some kinematics of the design principle. You can design a number of more pouch chamber you need, and at what level of strain you want to touch the limb. So yeah, these are some calculation going on there. I think this is the video. I think you have already seen it. Yes, so This is the thing. No, sorry. So it's just very portable. It's like simply look like very similar to pressure cuff. Yeah. Yeah, and this can be integrated with your chart or wearables. People will not even realize that it is an assistive device because it's completely fabric based. These are some simulation that have been done. We also did some test rig at the laboratory to generate some data. This is shown in upper limb here, but we actually more interested for the knee. One of our students also did something for different body shape. These are basically cylindrical shaped, but he explored also with the conical and other shape that we have in our thigh and shank, basically. I think that's more or less the same thing. This is the last slide. Now we are moving on to our new project, which is called Vivo Hub. It's a kind of addressing all sort of mobility needs that elderly people needs. So is the prime needs of the preventing fall is one of the challenge. Is it on off for is it making a lot of independent for the elderly? Home assistance, home to roam. It's a big project collaborating with the Imperial King UCL and Strathclyde and University of Bristol and West England are in work together in and PRL as well. I think these are some of the exposures of us during last 4 and 5 years. And thank you very much for your patience and listening me. Yeah, I think that's all. If
Thank
you
you
have any
so much.
question, I will be happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Nahian. It was wonderful. I'm quite impressed. Like a lot of good work. I didn't know. I had seen some of your work, but this is very nice.
Thank you so much.
One work which you said about mitral valves. So did you really make those valves, or what was the material you used for those valves?
For the mitral valve,
Yeah.
yeah, I think this is nitrilon. Are you still seeing my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are two versions there. I will show you from here first. This is the version when we develop the catheter. We have given this. This is a nitrilon structure, and it has something. This is basically a clip, basically.
Yeah.
So when we progress, then we move to something like this. This is a nitrilon. I'm sorry for the low resolution of the image because I have to found this from an old presentation. So it's not the original image, the screen print of the thing. So basically this is a nitrilon structure and you can clip it like this. So the way it works is, so I'm not too sure whether you can see that this is tendon going on, right?
Yeah.
So basically with the tendon, if you pull the tendon, the clip will open. If you just so there are two pairs of tendon. So if you pull the two pairs, they will open, and if you just release them, they will clip. They are something like that. So they when you but the two pair of tendon, when they are clipped already, you can just pull one side of the tendon of each pairs, and the tendon will be completely disconnected from the valve because of the holes, basically. So one loop, can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
So basically one tendon go there and pass through these two holes, right? So if you just pull the one side, it will detach from this, right?
Okay.
So that's the whole thing, basically. When you clipped it, you just intentionally pull out so that the internal system from the deployment valve is completely detached. Yeah, so that's the
So
thing.
valve, were you also involved in making the valve?
No, I was not involved making this valve. We had a collaborator from Emory University. He was responsible for building the mitral valve, and this is developed by them, not us. Yeah.
If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy for them to take over. Yeah, please, Karen, if you have.
Hi, hello. My name's Karen. I'm from a different department, Nahian. I'm from health sciences. I'm not an engineer, so I'm gate crashing your seminar because it just sounded fascinating. But thank you for sharing that with us. I was just wondering about your clinical links and relationships and collaborations. How do you find a good question? How do you move from your expertise to clinical settings, and how does that process work for you in Bristol?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, basically, when we develop an idea, for example, on the other day, we are talking about Manish about knee osteoarthritis, right? So, for example, if I want to build something with knee osteoarthritis, I definitely need what kind of clinical need there, because I think the right direction is to postpone the TKR is the most important. So what we do is, for example, UW, we have a healthcare and well-being department, and they do a lot of collaboration with Bristol Joints and HIT. So for example, if as a researcher I need some guidance, I talk some of my mentor, like in the well-being and health department, and they probably give me the contact. For example, this guy works on this. He has a link with NHS, or he has expertise with clinical. Something like that happens. And also, our lead, Jonathan Rossiter, he is very well known in soft robotics, and he made already very quite wide range of clinical connection throughout. So if I need something and I ask him, and he guide me mainly. You can talk to him, and you need. And some point he also tell me that you need someone involved in clinically, because otherwise this is just your thought and just an engineering thought. It won't help anyone either. So yeah, basically asking, and in Bristol, I think we have quite a lot of people working on in this domain. So yeah, we have close connection with many clinicians already. Yeah,
That's great. Thank you.
thank you.
Hi, Nahian. Thank you for the presentation, actually. I have a query on mitral valve. So I think you might have noticed that most of the issues with mitral valves are leakage of mitral valve,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
because of oversize. And I know this because there was a family member actually with this issue. Uh, so is there a minimum viable intervention which, so instead of, say, creating a massive device, is there a minimum viable intervention which can stop the leak? Considering there are two types of motions. One would be like a lateral motion, and there could be a small element of vertical motion or motion along z-axis. So how a combination of two motions would be achieved, if at all that is an issue?
Well, I think the mitral valve deployment implant, when it's being done, is the situation is quite awesome. Yeah. So it's in early level, I don't think people do the surgical intervention. As I am aware of it, I am not very sure about what's the minimum thing can be done. But I heard from one of my colleague, her mother also has similar sort of issue. The doctor, what the doctor, this is not very general one, I guess. The doctor, he probed one of the muscle, and he said that one of the muscle creating some issue with the synchronization of the valve. So he, for her, the treatment was to what the term I forgot. It's to kill the muscle by electronically. So I don't think, I'm not too sure, but probably those are maybe a solution there. Some other aspect, as you say, that the gap is very minimal. It's just a bit out of sync, probably not very large. Maybe adjustable by adjusting something else. Yeah, I think probably those can be other routes. Yeah, I'm sorry, I do not have the right answer to spot.
Absolutely fine.
One question which I would like to ask is regarding this knee brace thing which you showed in your presentation.
Yep.
So when you have made this device which has pneumatic thing, do you also like work on miniaturizing the pneumatic pump? Like how is that actuation done? Like is it the person is wearing along with him?
So you are thinking about the portability, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually the inflation chamber, they are pretty small. And if you see the portable pump, uh, to inflate those braces, you do not really need a large pump. It could be just a small motor-based pump. So, and also if you see that we didn't go much pressure for the knee brace, we went until only 50 kilopascal. So you can get very small 50 kilopascal pump. So it's not very unusual to have a portable something on the belt and waistband or something, or even with the brace at some point, top or bottom, if you prepare a whole compact portable system, it's possible. There are already some commercial braces who already have the small motor pump inside of within the knee area as well. The other route of your answer could be we are also trying to develop completely soft pump by soft material, but those pump cannot generate much pressure at the current time. So the highest we achieved was kind of 12 kilopascal, so which is not enough, but enough for some application, but not enough for most of the application, to be honest. This is one way. I think I answered two way. One is the direct motor pump, another is soft pump. I think another option could be transfer the air to some chambers and just control the air transfer via some electronics or something. So you do not really need a pump. You just have your system ready where all your air is with you. You just transfer and translate to when you need or something. So this can be done as well. And it can be done probably with fully soft material as well, including some electronics and stuff. Yeah.
That's great. I think one aspect which I really liked was that each of your presentation designs were like amazing. The one which you showed about the torsion at the distal end, that was very fascinating. Then the neurological application of that guide wire. How was that bending done?
But the guide wire?
Yeah.
With I think the guide wire has a 0.41 millimeter outer dia. The inner dia was like 0.31.
That was hollow from inside.
Yes, it was hollow. And the tendon, nitrile tendon we used was just 0.1 outer dia. It's very difficult to get and manufacture there as well. As far as I know, this is the thinnest, I guess. I to be honest, I'm not working on this anymore, so I'm not really sure what's the minimum right now. But the point it was being done was the smallest one, I guess. Yeah, the fabrication was very, very difficult, and a lot of unsuccessful event. Lot of, I mean, for example, the nitrile tube making the notching, you will get 1 out of 10. So, and it takes a time, and you really do not know until the femtosecond laser work is finished, because maybe some notches work, you cannot see it. You need to go under magnifying glass and see, okay, this is okay or this is not okay. Sometimes it breaks already during the work, yeah, because it's so thin. And putting inside the nitrile tendon is another challenge. Yeah, it's a very simple design, but the challenge is to make the
miniaturized.
yeah at that scale. Yeah.
So thank you. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to jump in. Okay, so I'll say thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Manish, for providing me the opportunity to meet wonderful people. We'll see you. Hopefully, we'll look for future collaboration and other work. Thank you very much. All of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You.